Hey guys, welcome back to Maelstrom Gaming Studios. And recently, GW has come out with their index erratas for all of the factions. This made some clarification changes, things to all of the indexes. Tyranids, we got one clarification and one change that didn't happen that I expected to happen. And we're going to talk about today. I want to talk about the biovores and if the way they are being used right now in Tyranid lists is actually a big problem for 40k, specifically the Tyranids in general. So we're going to dive into all of that, maybe the pros and cons of the way biovores are performing right now, my opinions, and what I hope happens in the future. So if that all sounds good, do like and subscribe to stay up to date on all of our content here at Maelstrom Gaming Studios. If you want to help support us, we cover all things Tyranids here. Become a channel member, you get access to Discord and other perks like that. So thank you, members. With all the way, let's dive into the biovore. So the Tyranid biovore did not see a change in this index errata. They did change or confirm the thought that Barb Gaunts can only slow down one unit. That I expected. The other change that I expected to happen is that I thought they would say Tyranid Spore Mines cannot score secondaries. That seemed like a no-brainer to me. However, that change was not there. So Tyranids right now, with our Spore Mine biovores, we can score secondaries. And I don't think that's really all that healthy for the index as it is. So I'm going to give a little bit of background on, in case you guys don't know why I think this is a problem, what it is, what the combos entail, that these biovores are so powerful for the Tyranids right now. And I want to talk about it and see what you guys think. So the Spore Mines, these are innocent little floating bombs. They can be purchased as a unit on their own, or they can be spawned from a couple units we have in the Tyranid Codex, the Harpy, the Sporocyst, and the Biovore. Spore Mines, they have some unique rules to them that a lot of people really do like. The ability to kind of slow movement, as in you cannot start or end an advanced move within 6 inches of them, is very nice, and they can be used to move block. If you do come in with range, they can detonate, do a little bit of mortal wound shenanigans. It's not devastating amount of mortal wounds, but chip damage is chip damage in the game of 40k, and every little thing can matter because mortal wound hurts everything the same way. In past editions, I believe it's 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th edition, the Spore Mines have always had a special tag to their rule that says the Spore Mines cannot count for scoring secondary or mission points in any way, shape, or form. They're just there, they're a unit, they participate, but no scoring is done from them, and that worked both ways. Spore Mines didn't count as being killed for kill points or no prisoners, things like that, but they also could not score the secondaries. That rule is missing from the index rules in the 10th edition. Now, because GW didn't change it in the errata, they must think that this is how they want it to play, or at least they're letting it play that way. And I think this is a bad problem here. So today's situation, we have the Spore Mines have OC 0. They can't score primary, that is how it is. OC doesn't matter for the secondaries in today's game. Most of them at least. We have deploy teleport homers, and behind enemy lines are two very, very easy ones for Spore Mines to score. All you need to do is take a biovore, or in most cases, 2 biovores, and they can, instead of choosing to shoot, they spawn Spore Mines, and anywhere within 48 inches of those Spore Mines, or of those biovores, you drop a single Spore Mine. A single 25mm base that each one of those spawn out. Some deployment maps, it's not too difficult to screen out your army for a turn. However, most armies and most deployment maps, that is a huge space to screen to stop a single 25mm base. Technically 2 if you want to max out this way. So it is already a big issue there that Tyranids can select fixed secondaries, put on 2 biovores that have their indirect line of fire, and then they just spawn 2 Spore Mines every single turn. You can take these fixed secondaries and you'll get the max 40 points probably almost every game unless you let your Biovores die early on. Even then, if you build your list right, you can guarantee you get those along with the Spore Mines. So with this, Tyranids play in a way of, to score your secondaries, which is supposed to be half the game, not quite half the game, 45% of the game, you only need 130 points in your army to score 40 out of the 90 points. It is an insane advantage that when you play this way, Tyranids can focus 1,870 points purely on primary. And if a good player knows to build a list like that, it's a huge advantage where other players are using, you know, maybe 1,500 points of their army to score primary, and some of the other stuff is more, you know, going around doing the actions. It's just, it is an advantage in and of itself. A lot of the Tyranid competitive lists these days are taking 2 Biovores all the time. Doesn't matter the list. If it is a huge swarm, we saw Tyranids place, I think it was, I don't know if it was first or like a top 3 out of a 100+ player event. It was a huge swarm, 2 Biovores, and just, you know, hundreds of Gaunts. All they had to do was make it so they swarmed the primary objectives. The opponent just did not have enough firepower to get them off of those objectives and play primary. Just gum it up because the Biovores sit in the back and they just launch off Spore Mines. You could screen out, protect it. The only way is if your opponent had other indirect fire that could get into range. But if you just need the deployment zone, you're playing a wild game there to screen out just 2 Spore Mines. So that, you can also play with Monster Mash. Run a whole bunch of monsters that just bully the middle 3 objectives, or shoot, or whatever they need to do. And then you have 2 Spore Mines again, just launching and scoring your secondaries that way. Depending on your sources, Tyranids right now are holding between a 45 and 50% win rate. Some I've even seen maybe go a little bit above 50%. And I think that is artificially holding up the win rate of the Tyranids, because a lot of players who are using this as sort of a crutch to build their lists around are going to be not doing as well if those Spore Mines were around. So they're getting some wins maybe they probably shouldn't have, because the Spore Mines are giving them those close to 40 points, if not 40 points, every single game. GW likes to have that Goldilocks zone. They like to make sure armies are holding a good percentage. But if we are artificially being set in that percentage, maybe they're not going to tweak a lot of issues that are in the index. I don't think this is all that healthy for the Tyranids. I love Spore Mines, but I really think they should be used for doing those shenanigans of move blocking your opponents or causing mortal wounds where mortal wounds are crucial. It's really fun to put down a couple Spore Mines and see your opponent's Imperial Knight, if you place them just right, cannot move through this 1 Spore Mine. Yes, they can move over it, but again, if you place it just right, you can move block some insane amounts of models just by 1 single 25. That's where I like Spore Mines. That's the fun part of Spore Mines. Not the just, oh, I'm going to go score some points here, I'm going to go score some points there, and not really play that aspect of the game. Now, maybe I'll get some flack in the comments about saying, oh, but we're using our tools, and I completely agree, where this is a tool we have in our toolbox. Why don't we use it? And if you use it, I'm not shaming you for using this. Absolutely, it is a tool, and use it, get your wins, support the Hive Mind that way. I just think it, in a way, trains poor gameplay, as in, if you only rely on this, you're not really thinking about the secondary aspect of the game. What happens if they do remove it? You're going to have to start learning to play the secondary aspect of the game, because the Spore Mines won't do it for you. Again, play whichever way you want. This is part of the discussion here. Again, yeah, I think it's cheesy. They've never been able to do it, and I still don't think they should. And then it comes down to discussion. Would you rather rely on your Spore Mines to hold up an artificial 50% win rate? Or would you like maybe our win rate to drop? GW notices, hey, the Tyranid index has got some issues, and maybe they fix things. There is a vast amount of this index that if you are looking at a competitive standpoint, I would not touch with a 10-foot pole. I still love the Tyranids, and I love their capabilities, but there are some things that are just, whether it's points, stats, they're just units that do the same thing for better. There are some things that just won't be touched until GW maybe makes some tweaks. But if we are artificially holding up our win rate, maybe they don't change things as much as they should. So that's my thoughts there. I would personally like to see Spore Mine or Biovores come back down 15 points and just be used as indirect fire shenanigans, but make it so their secondaries don't score. Now, where we have hope in all of this is we have the new Biovore model. This thing looks awesome, and it doesn't strike me as the Biovores of old at all. This thing looks like a baby exocrine. Like, it walks around, fires off mini railgun type shots, and is big and defensive. It doesn't look like this is something that should just sit in the back, launch spore mines across the map, and call it good. I wonder if GW have left this in there, they see people are using it, they realize this is helping people, Tyranid Codex is right around the corner, we're changing the Biovore profile altogether. Maybe, in that case, what we are seeing is a new profile, something more of a mobile anti-tank gun style for the Biovore, and you won't really be spawning the spore mines like you used to with the Biovore. Well, no, I guess it'd be okay. You could spawn spore mines, but they won't score. So yeah, maybe it'll be fine. Maybe it'll be fine. That's what it comes down to, is what will GW do in the next month and a half? Obviously, they already have the rules written. Rules are written. Codexes are coming out within a month, maybe 2 months and a half at most, I think. We're going to see the new rules, but I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Are spore mines spawning and scoring of secondaries, is that really how we want Tyranids to be played? Do we want to rely on that, or would we rather have a new index? Again, I'm not bashing anyone for playing with the spore mines. I understand why it is a tool. I'm all about using all the tools to your disposal, but I think that is not a healthy way to be playing the Tyranids, and really you want to be swarming the midfield, fighting, and really playing 40k for the full tactical game that it can be, and not just dump 2 models on the board every game and score 40 points. That's my opinion, and it can be done. I just played, I'll do another video. I just played it in a 3-round RTT yesterday. I won all of my games. I didn't bring spore mines. You don't need them. Yes, you're probably not going to get 40 points every single time on secondary, but you use your tools you have. Lictors, Raveners, Gargoyles, Von Ryan Leapers. These are all very good alternatives to playing at what GW intended them to be used as for scoring secondaries, not spore mines. So that's what we got. One more thing before we do leave is I just want to mention I'm working on starting the giveaway here. If you've seen a few of my videos, you've noticed. If you're new, welcome. Giveaway starting here. We have just passed, well, when I started the giveaway, just passed 6,000 subs. Now we're at 6,300 something. So in a week, 2 weeks, you guys have blown 300 subscribers up. So that didn't come out right. You guys have blown up the subscriber count by 300. So really appreciate all of you for doing that. Once we hit 10,000 subscribers, whether it is in 2 months when the Tyranid Codex, or a month when the Tyranid Codex launches, whether it's in 2 years when we are, I don't know, on the last legs of 10th edition, hopefully it's longer than that. But if we hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll be giving away a Norn Emissary model / a simulator. I think 10,000, got to give out the big bug for that. And it's not a Forge World one because I don't want to give a new player a Forge World model because it's just not fun. That big one's, having built one, as you can see back there, it's not a fun kit if you are new to it. It takes some work. So Norn Simulator / Emissary. Once we hit 10,000 subscribers, I will launch the giveaway, but I'd like to get there. It's just a little encouragement for all of you people, new players, new people, new viewers, to watch, subscribe, stick around to our content. We do tactics, battle reports, and all other great 40k related things with a Tyranid touch to it. So that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know again your comments and your thoughts on the Biovore down below. Share this video. I'd love to see this one blow up and go through this discussion. So thank you guys, and we'll catch you next time here at Maelstrom Gaming Studios.